Hello and welcome to my first makeup tutorial. You guys have asked me a lot about makeup tutorials, both for my regular everyday makeup and for cosplay makeup, which is shocking to me because I am not a good makeup person. I didn't actually learn how to do like sort of normal makeup until I started cosplaying. But I am starting to finally get the hang of it, I think, and so I am going to attempt to teach you how I do my makeup for Ciri from the video game The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I already have my contact lenses in. These are Crystal Ball Yellow Green from TTDI. I will link to where you can get them in the description. I'm not wearing any other makeup. I've just put on a moisturizer, so I think we're ready to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is put on a primer. Now, I don't always use primer, but I definitely do before a convention because my makeup is going to be on my face all day, like 8 to 10 hours. So right now I'm using the Pixie Flawless and Poreless, which sounds like a good way to suffocate. I don't have any particular feeling about this primer or about any primer. This was just the one that I saw at Target that I could afford, so don't feel like you have to get Pixie. Primed. Next up, foundation. If you naturally have freckles, you might not want to apply foundation at all, especially if your skin is nice, because Ciri has freckles and her skin does have like a really natural dewy look. I don't have natural freckles, so I'm gonna need to fake them anyway, so I might as well get perfect skin first. I use the Fit Me foundation, matte and poreless. What is with this poreless nonsense? Do makeup people know what pores are? You need them! Anyway, I'm using Fit Me Normal to Oily, and I use it in the color Classic Ivory. This is, by all accounts, one of the best drugstore foundations that you can get, and I swear by it. I am applying it with a wet makeup sponge. This is not like Beauty Blender brand. This is like a cheap kind. If you're a contouring sort of person, this would, I guess, be the time for that. I don't have a contour kit, so I am just using a really cheap nudes palette. I'm using the brown tones that are not glittery. Don't contour with glitter. That's apparently not good. That looks too dark. Is it? No. Actually, I don't think it is. Contouring. It's a mystery. I also do a little contouring under my chin because I have no chin. It's lovely. The other thing I always contour is my nose because I have a big one. Oh, that seems nicer. Okay, sorry. I just adjusted my lights. That's a lot better. Sorry. Live and learn. Okay, anyway, so when I contour my nose, mostly what I do, I don't do the like lines down the sides thing because I just never have found a way for that to look good. Instead, what I mostly do is I try to give the illusion of having like a little ski slope nose. I have like a big, you can see it, it's like a big outward kind of nose. So I usually just do like a little line across the bridge right here. And I try to like soften that up so it gives the illusion of like a pert little nose. And then Ciri's nose has a pretty flat end. So I'm basically like drawing a circle around the entire tip of my nose, and then I just blend that a little bit. It makes my nose look cuter. So now we're gonna do some freckles. To do freckles, I am gonna take this thingy, and I'm gonna dip this stiff brush here on the end into the dark brown stuff. Oh God. And then I'm just gonna burp, 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 burp all over my face. Now the goal with this is not to make little perfect spots. The goal with this is to make that sort of like brownish fog that's like the backdrop for natural freckles. Now I'm just kind of like blotting it with my contouring brush. The intent is to just sort of have a brown smudginess around this area. Now I'm gonna take a bobby pin and destroy it. I'm just bending it so that I can use like one end of it, the little tip. basically, I'm just gonna dip that into this loose powder and then just dot it onto my skin. And I'll use this to make like key freckles, to make the other freckles, the other blobs look like freckles by comparison. Okay, now I'll just, there. Great. Okay, so blush, I'm just gonna do a little blush over top of these freckles. I'm not gonna worry too much about blending it because we have a lot to do on the cheeks still with the scarring. And I'm also gonna, boop, put some on my nose. She has kind of a reddish nose. She just kind of has a reddish face. So in order to do the scars, you need this thing. It's called Rigid Collodion. It's also known as scarring liquid, and basically it's just a special effects makeup. You paint it onto your face and it kind of like sucks your skin in and makes it look like a real scar. But you don't start with this. First you have to make the color and the shape of the scar on your face with makeup. Ciri's scars are real pink. They look sort of angry and irritated. She has one big one on her left side that goes from underneath her eye all the way down to where her ear starts. And then she also has like a little one on her forehead over here. And of course she has one on her lip, like right there. I'm gonna start with this bright red lip pencil, but we're not gonna leave it bright red like this. We're gonna blend it out. Okay, so that's gonna be the big scar, left side. And then we've got this one and that one. Now I'm just blending this out a little with my finger because this is gonna be, I'm gonna go over this again with a darker red for the actual scar. I'm just trying to create some of that skin irritation. What the f? Somehow got like a huge blob of red down here. No thanks. All right, now we've made some nice redness, maybe too much redness up here in this area. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with this really dark lip pencil and I'm just gonna draw the actual scar. There. All right, so I'm gonna take some blush on this tiny brush and just use it to just kind of redden up the skin some more around this. Some people do her scar looking really clean, and if you look at reference pictures, it just doesn't look clean. It looks angry. Time for the scarring liquid. Wow, that looks real gross. Paint it onto where the scar is. Don't get it in your mouth, please. And certainly don't get it too close to your eyes. It smells toxic. In between each coat, you have to let it dry, and you'll feel it drying on your face. The more layers you do, the deeper the scar will be. So for some of them, like this one, I'll probably just leave it at 2 layers. But for the deep one on the cheek, I'll probably do like 10. Great. Real quick about taking this off, you should probably get some kind of remover. I don't have a remover because if you just pull it off of your skin, it will just pull off the surface layer of dead cells, which is totally fine if you're only doing it like 2 or 3 times a year. But if you're gonna be wearing this like every day or multiple days in a row even, you should not just peel it off because you can actually peel off like enough layers of your skin that you can actually damage your skin and give yourself a real scar. So don't do that. Okay, so for the eyes, we're gonna start with the brows because they're pretty basic. She has just like a light gray brown brow. I'm gonna clean off this little brush that I used for the blush. I'm just gonna use this. My brows are pretty dark, so I don't know. If you're real concerned about it, if your brows are as dark as mine and you want to do like a super great job, you might consider trying to do something to make them a little lighter. But I'm pretty over trying to lighten my brows. It's impossible. They don't want to do anything, so. If you have really thin or light brows, you might need to like shape them and beef them up with a pencil or something. That is not a problem that my brows have. The big thing for Ciri is the eyeshadow. So I'm using L'Oreal Hip Studio Secrets Professional Metallic Eyeshadow. You don't want this because it's glittery. You don't want it to be glittery. This is just the blackest black that I have. Every makeup guru tells you like not to use these, but I find that it's the quickest way to just get a large quantity of the black eyeshadow directly onto my lid so that I can work with it. So Ciri's shadow is basically all over her lid. It's real gross. Wow, so black. And it goes like pretty much into the inner corner, as unpleasant as that is. All over the whole lid. Don't worry too much about blending it yet. Now you can use a fluffy blending brush along the edges to get it a little more rational looking. But remember that it's not supposed to be neat. Ciri's eye makeup is not neat. It's like smudged and gross, like she hasn't touched it in 5 days. Like she slept in it and then woke up and added more on top. Oops, this is a little uneven. Anyway, yeah, you want that smudgy look. Woo! It's dark. A little low on that side, thanks. You want it to be kind of a mess, but you also have to look pretty because even when she's a mess, Ciri looks pretty because she's fictional. So, just make sure that you're not getting it too far into the inner corner of your eye because that'll make your eyes look heavy and your face look heavy, and make sure that it's not going too far down below the outer corner of your eye because that'll make your eyes look droopy. Okay, and then she obviously does not only have it on the top lid, she has it on her bottom lid too, like a complete disaster. So, I'm gonna do that. Alright, she has like tear tracks from her shadow. So give yourself a few little streaks. Don't make them too defined because they're supposed to be like, they're supposed to look natural and accidental. So don't like give yourself a perfect set and then just blend them in a little so they're not super obvious. Like you want your makeup to look smudged, but you don't want it to look really obvious that you like drew in tear tracks. You know what I mean? Sort of like mine looks right now. See, you can see why we didn't put too much effort into the freckles by this point, can't you? You can barely see them anymore. So next we're gonna do the eyeliner. I am using Revlon Color Stay Skinny liquid liner. I really like this one. I like this one because it's pretty inexpensive and it has a nice thin felt tip brush. Wow, my face looks a mess. Intentionally. Okay. Wow! This is looking crazy. All right, so now I'm gonna use CoverGirl's Liquid Line Blast, which is basically just a really soft black eyeliner pencil, and I'm gonna line my lower waterline. This is just gonna help sell the really dark black eye look. So Ciri's lips are actually really pink, which is sort of surprising because she otherwise looks so rough and tumble. I'm not gonna put a lip liner on. I'm just going to make sure all of my foundation is off of my lips. And then I'm going to add Color Whisper. What brand is this? In Pinup Peach. You just want a pinky, like an orangey pink, I guess. Great. That's the makeup look. I'm gonna throw on the wig really fast and we'll see how the whole thing looks together. Oh, I'm such a dummy. I forgot mascara. You probably won't even be able to see them against all of the black eye makeup, but if you don't have naturally dark lashes, you want them to be dark so that they don't pop out and ruin the dark black eyes. So, okay. And that's it. That's how you do your makeup like Ciri from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I hope that was informative. If you want to see other makeup tutorials, please let me know what you would like to see in the comments. And if I did a terrible job and you never want me to do this again, then don't tell me that, because that's mean. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more cosplay videos.